Hello. Huskies back again with more NHL 18 GM mode franchise mode commentary. Welcome to the start of our GM mode numero dos. Now, after counting the massive amount of votes received on the previous series, the winner that we're going to go with was actually, it was Dallas. I mentioned it was Dallas. It's Dallas. There were like 12 votes. We're going to take on the Dallas Stars. They are an interesting team, to say the least. I'm not going to do any division realignment. So we're back in the Central Division. I've already done one with Chicago, Minnesota, and Winnipeg. So this will be my fourth venture into the Central Division. Very tough division. Very top-heavy with the Blues, the Hawks, the Wild, the Predators. The Jets even. A lot of these teams sim very well. So we'll see how we're looking. We are a 90 overall team. Now, we're definitely offensive heavy, and I'll go over the roster and explain why we're in 90. I'm going to turn owner mode off, as usual, because it's just annoying and dumb. Other than that, waivers, morale meeting, player morale. Yeah, as much as I don't like player morale, I feel like I have to leave it on. I'll turn the meetings off, though, because I don't ever use them. And the assistant coach I'll change in-game. And one thing I always set before we get into one of these, because I don't know why it does it, but it seems to affect the sim, is turning down the injury occurrence. I think I turned it down to 7 last time. It's a little different this year. Last year was you set it at 10 and you were pretty good. This year you have to go a little lower or you still get pretty obscene amounts of injuries. This is just to keep it kind of realistic. Because I can't bring myself to actually turn injuries off. I just think that's silly. It's like turning the salary cap off. I just don't think it's legitimate. We're going to pop in. Like I said, we'll take a look at the roster. No simming this video. No moves, no nothing. And I'm playing on the most recent roster update that came out on November 2nd. And I'm not entirely sure what's on this roster update. I know it has all of the junior players that were updated. All of the guys that played in Russia and now have made it to either the junior leagues, the NHL, the AHL. So they're all added. I'm going to go take a look. Before we look at our team, I want to see if that Ottawa deal was done between Nashville, Ottawa, and Colorado. And so that does not have that deal. So Matt Duchene is still in Colorado. Okay. I'm actually okay with that. I don't want to do a franchise mode where a deal's already been done of that caliber, because I feel like it ruins the whole we're starting before the season, so I want to keep it that way. But either way, let's go look at our contracts. Let's see what we're working with here. Now, as I mentioned, Dallas is a very top-heavy team in terms of forwards. Lots of very talented forwards. Lots of high-paying forwards, though. So let's hop in and look at our forwards first. So we have the big two, Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin. Now these guys are 90 and 89s, and they're making considerable amounts of money. Jamie Benn's making $9.5 million for the foreseeable future. He's locked in probably for the entire GM mode. That's good. He's 28 years old. 90 overall for 9.5 is not an awful deal, especially because he puts up points. He's one of the best simming guys in the game. One thing that's going to be tough is Tyler Seguin has 2 years left on a $5.7 million deal. He's an 89. He'll probably get to a 90, 91. And he'll want to get paid like Jamie Benn. I'm going to have to put aside probably at least $15 million, at least $17 million for these two players. And our cap right now is 75. So that's like I'm bad with fractions. I want to say that's like a sixth of our salary cap locked up in two guys. That's quite a bit. Now, Alexander Radulov came here as a free agent from Montreal in the summer. Makes 6.2. 6.2. He's an 84. He's probably the first one on the chopping block along with Jason Spezza. This team has decent young talent that I can mold, but at the same time, it's got two guys being Spezza and Hansel. Not Hansel. Hansel's deal isn't awful. 4.7, 3 years. It's a little high. But they're doing okay cap-wise, so it's not horrible. And I've got these two guys, Radulov and Spezza. Spezza's 34. And his role as a first line. Get the fuck out of here with your first line forward nonsense. You're an 84 overall. Is Radulov a first line forward? Get out of here. This 84 is a first liner. The fuck is this? There's some shenanigans right there. Radek Foska. Hopefully he gets to better than a 79. Don't have much hopes for him though. He is only a 2 point. He makes 2.2 as a 79. If he gets to like an 81, we'll be okay. Brett Ritchie, another guy, 24 years old, 78, making 1.7. A little more in the ballpark of what he should be making. Antoine Roussel, $2 million. I'd love to sign him for less because he's a great bottom six guy. He's fantastic, but I would really want to keep him below $2 million. Devin Shore, another decent guy. I think he's on his... that might be entry level. If I can keep him between 1 and 2, I'd be happy. Matthias Janmark. Again, 24, 23. Like, these guys are kind of already at their prime. Tyler Pitlick. But none of them are getting outrageously paid. Is that Giovanni Smith? Oh, it's Jamel Smith. Okay. Giovanni was in the last one. These guys are nothing really to even think about. As for defense, this team is kind of a mess defensively, as you can see from our overalls. John Klingberg's a beast. Oh, my dog just got down from her chair. Oh, hold on. I gotta let her on the couch now. Go on. He's just gonna stare at me. All right, so Klingberg, 4.2 for 5 years, great deal. 85. He's 25 years old. I would like him to get a little better in terms of overall, but I don't think he's gonna get much better, which is a shame because he should be higher. Mark Mathot is not worth 4.9 at all. Dan Hamhuis, 3.7. Nope. So our first offseason, we're gonna have a lot of cap space to work with because I'm gonna be looking to get rid of some guys. Isa Lindell. I don't know how to say his first name. 2.2, not bad. 23 years old. Defensemen are kind of. See, I'm gonna have to learn how to. I know how to say his name. I just don't remember. Steven Johns, ex-Hawks prospect. He's got great potential, but he's 25. There's a reoccurring trend here: is these guys have good potentials, they just didn't reach them before their ages came up. But I mean, we need to improve our defense big time. Luckily, we do have Ben Bishop in net. He's 85, 4.9 for 6 years. That's a perfect contract. He can bridge the gap if we decide we want to draft a young goalie in the first 2 drafts or something. But what I want to look at is in the system, what do we have to work with? Curtis McKenzie, 26, nah. Jason Dickinson, not awful, 74, 22, might get a little better. Brian Flynn, 29. Mark McNeil, 24. He used to be something in these games, not so much anymore. He's pretty much capped out at 73. Andrew Bodnarchuk, no, you're never going to play, I don't need to know your name. Ludwig Bystrom, 23, meh. Dennis Gorinov? You're gonna have to, if there's any Dallas fans out there, you're gonna have to help me out with some of these. Dylan Hetherington? Such an odd last name. He might be something. Rup Heinz. Again, 20 years old. Miro Hiskinen. Now he's a big one. He was their first round pick last year. He's gonna be someone to really keep an eye on. It's a good thing that he's a defenseman. I forgot who their draft pick was, so he'll be ready to go in probably 2 or 3 seasons. Justin Dowling, Nicholas Hansen. I want to say it's Hansen because he's Swedish. Medium top 6. I mean, we've got some. I mean, we have a couple of guys that have some decent potential, but I mean, we don't have a lot of top end. Wait, who was the elite? Was that Hiskinen? Yeah. I really hope I'm saying his name right. Hiskinen? I'm pretty sure that's right. Do we have any goalies in the system? I doubt it. McKenna and Bo. Yeah, no, we don't. Despite how awesome Mike McKenna's gear is, I don't know if you've seen his gear in real life. It's amazing. Yeah, this team, man. Let's go look at our lines. Now, I anticipate us being a playoff team every single season. I don't think this is kind of going to be like Detroit, where I don't think I need to tear it all down and... Nope, not view lines. I wanted to edit lines. We can kind of just take each season in stride and build off of it. We might have to take a season here or there to where we kind of tear it down a little bit. But as long as you have Ben and Sagan, you're fine. But I mean, look at these lines, man. It's just... Oh boy, this is what we're working with. I have 5 guys over 80 overall. Shit. I think what I need to do before I do any simming, before I do anything, is I need to figure out a way to improve our team before game 1. Like, if I want to be a playoff team going forward, this is not that team. This isn't even close. I have a 77, a 78, a 76, and a 78, all on my second and third lines. I need at least 280 overall forwards. I need at least 280 overall defensemen. About the only thing I've got going for me is goaltending, but he's 30, so we'll get his entire contract, and that's probably it. I mean, we're kind of strapped with cap because of Radulov making 6.2 and Spezza making 7.5. So I need to figure out a way to redistribute. You know what? The more that I do this, the more that I think year 1, we might throw in the towel year 1. Trade Spezza, trade Mathot, try to trade. No, I mean he's off the books after year 1, so he's not too big of a deal. But definitely try to trade, maybe even trade Radulov. I don't like that $6.2 million cap hit on Alexander Radulov. I don't think he's going to be worth it offensively. Especially if he's playing first line with Ben and Sagan. Ben and Sagan don't need a sniper on that first line. If anything, they need a two-way forward. If I can flip him into something, what do I have draft pick wise? I have all my draft picks. That's good. Now I don't have a lot of young talent that I can throw around. I have a couple of guys that I'd be worth throwing around. I'd be really tough to get rid of any one of these 3 guys. Heiskanen's not going to go anywhere. He's going to be our stud. He's already signed though. Shit. So hopefully he's ready to go next season. I wonder if he's in the AHL. He might be. I don't know if he's playing juniors or not. I don't follow the junior scene enough. But yeah, year 1 we might. I might kind of take it back. Not expect to be a playoff team. Maybe try to make some deals. Maybe try to get a couple of draft picks. But year 1's free agency is so bad that it's really not even worth the tank year 1 and then hope to like make a couple of free agent signings and then build through the draft. And if I trade Spezza and Radulov, I'd have to get multiple pieces back. If I want to be a playoff team, I'd pretty much have to trade Hintz, the Russian sniper that I have to learn how to say his name, and Hanka. And I don't want to trade any of them. Same with Dickinson. I really don't want to trade Dickinson. Although he might be the odd man out because he's got the lowest trade value and the highest age. Man, this is going to be an interesting run to say the least, because this team performs well in real life, but it definitely does not translate to EA's ratings. Like this is bad. How this team is a 90? Like I thought I could justify it. I don't know where the fuck they get a 90 from. Like it's absurd that no. This is not a 90 overall team. You have 2 guys defensively that are over an 80 overall. You have 4 guys out of your 12 offensive forwards that are over 80. Like, this is ridiculous. Oh, man. So, I honestly kind of want to go to free agency and see what's out there, because I don't want to play with the guys that I have right now. Because this roster is so rough. But I'm pretty much leaning on... Oh, God, there's nobody better, though. There's really not. Alright, never mind. I'm not going anywhere near free agency. I'm still pretty much leaning towards kind of just taking a year off, year 1, and trying to build the team somehow. Because, I mean, it's... Whew, this is rough. Man. I think I had to trade Spezza regardless. He's got a 2-year deal at 7.5, so Spezza's going to be the first one on the block. Figure out what I can get for him. Ideally, the top 4 guys here, Sagan, Ben, Heiskanen, and Klingberg, they don't move. They will be on the team for the entirety of this. Depending on Klingberg's contract, right now he's in the good, but we'll see how that changes in 5 seasons. Radulov, Spezza, both pretty much on the market immediately. I'm not a fan of either of them, both their overalls and their trade values, especially or their contract values, especially considering their ages. We have these 4 guys: Hanka, Hintz. Actually, it might be Heinz. Gurinov. I have to remember how to say his name, especially he's going to be a staple on the team. And Dickinson, Martin Hansel, 4.7 for 3 years. He might be okay for now. Mark Mathot, 2 years at 4.9. I kind of have to hold on to him because I don't have anything else. This is going to be an interesting run, to say the least. Yeah, when we come back tomorrow with episode 2, I'll look at it and see what moves I can make, man. But right now, we're pretty much... I'm leaning on going easy year 1 and just cutting ties with a couple of the big names. Maybe not Radulov right away. I'll see how he does performance-wise. Because it is kind of shitty to sign the guy and then immediately trade him. I know I didn't sign him, but that's still kind of shitty. So if I look at my lines, should I put that... Is that Russian sniper on the team? He's not, so he must be in the AHL. He is in the AHL. Alright, so let's set this up real quick. Make sure I've got everybody playing where they should be playing. Alright, so my big 3 right there. Defensively, Heiskanen. First line minutes. And then goaltending, I don't have any goaltenders, so... Man, who here needs to get better? Is there anybody who's young? I mean, there's a couple of guys, but... Like, do I just do the 2BC approach and just tank it and throw some of these rookies on the top line to play with Sagan and Ben? I want to throw at least one of them up there to see if they, like, have a massive season. Like, I might put Janmark up there, although he's got real bad defense. Granted, that first line shouldn't. Brett Ritchie, actually, you know what, I'm going to put, no, because that's 2 power forwards. Pitlick's 25, Roussel's 27. Oh, man, this is just... Oy vey. This is going to be rough. I should get Hanka in there over... Honestly, if I trade Dan Hamhuis, I can put Hanka in just so he plays. I'd rather have Hanka playing instead of getting benched. So Hamhuis might be a draft pick deal just to get a guy in. We gotta learn how to say his name too. There's a couple of guys that I have to research how to say names. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call this episode 1. If you have any suggestions, anything to help me out here, much appreciated. Leave them in the comments below. I'm at a fucking loss. I'm hoping that we can figure something out though, because this team has potential. It has it. But not with some of these contracts, man. I don't know who was in charge down in Dallas, but they are fucking it up big time. For a team that was a perennial playoff powerhouse, well, kind of. Maybe not. I'm going way back if I say that they were. They were kind of bad for a while. Especially with the fact that they never signed defense and they never had goaltending. Luckily, we've got goaltending. There's no defense. But anyway, I'm rambling. Like I said, comment section, any constructive criticisms, feedback, suggestions, predictions for how season 1's going to go. Just anything in the comments. I'll reply to you, usually. I'm pretty good about replying to you. But yeah, if you are excited for a brand new GM mode that's not Detroit. Detroit was fun, but Detroit was rough. Hopefully Dallas is starting to be rough too. But we're going to kick it off. As always, if you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like. It's the best way to show your support. And this is episode 1. I mean, kick it off with a good way. As always, in addition to that, if you want to know when the next video goes up, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I have a little kind of a Let's Talk video coming out here in a couple days where I discuss the Duchesne trade and possibly the Mitch Marner situation in Toronto. Those were 2 topics that were suggested. If you have any other, feel free to mention them. Probably just going to do like a online versus game and just talk while I play a game. Something simple. Something silly. Maybe even some 3-on-3s. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But yeah, look for that to come out either Wednesday or Thursday. As always, thank you for watching. Hope to see you back here for episode 2. Yeah, that's all I got.